Good afternoon to every one of us. I'm going to show to you the outline of our topic for today, which are covering the definitions of culture, media, and the five stages of development, which are the oral communication, script, printing press, digital media, and electronic media, and also the definitions of cultural differentialisms, cultural convergence, and cultural hybridity. So first, let's have a recap on what is globalization. Globalization describes the growing interdependence of the world economies, culture, and population brought about by cross-border trade in goods, services, technologies, flows on investments, peoples, and informations. So let's first define culture.
Culture. It refers to the unified style of human knowledge, beliefs, and behavior from which people learn and the ability to communicate knowledge to the next generation. Its development has been mainly influenced by media. So, if we say culture, eto di kita'y paniniwala ti may nga tao, tradisyon, panag-ugali, so on and so forth. Kin gapu kin deto impluwensya ti media, maamuan tayo kin mabalinto pay nga maamuan digiti next generation no ana iti behavior or beliefs na eta may nga country or eta may nga tao. Five stages of development.
Oral communication. Language allowed humans to communicate and share information. Language became the most important tool for exploring the world and the different cultures. It helped the people move and settle down. It led to market trade and cross-continental trade routes. Oral communication is communicating with spoken word. It is a verbal form of communication where you communicate your thoughts, present ideas, and share informations. Example of oral communication is conversation with friends, family, or colleagues, presentation, and speeches.
Individuals in different countries has different language, and we can't understand each other because there is a language barrier. But through communication, we can understand more about them, about their culture, about their language, because of oral communication. It is very important so that we can express our real self, we can express ourselves, we can merge our ideas so that we can work together and work effectively.
Script is distance became a hindrance to oral communication. Humans to communicate over a large space and for a much longer duration. It allowed the permanent codification of economy, cultural, religious, and political practice. Script is a handwriting which is connected to a letters or a printed typeface that is connected like handwriting. For example, calligraphy. Calligraphy, cursive writing. Cursive writing is a style of writing in which all the letters in a word are connected, also known as script or longhand. Kaslaan sisipol kasjay.
Printing press. The introduction of printing allowed the continuous production, reproduction, and circulation of print materials. Written documents were mass-produced, which gave everyone access to information that was once available only to the rich, powerful, and religious. This period of media development affected globalization by transforming various institutions such as schools, markets, businesses, churches, governments, and armies, among others.
Electronic media. As characterized by its use of electricity, electronic media includes the telegraph, telephone, radio, film, and television. The whole wide reach of this media continues to open up new perspective in the economic, political, and cultural processes of globalization. Radio was the avenue for global products to be advertised like Marlboro and Coca-Cola. Television, the analog type, was primarily used so countries could watch U.S. presidents deliver speeches and UN Security Council meetings. Both radio and television became medium to observe international events. Electrical media, it allows audience to access the content and also helps in easy communication to connect people from far end to other ends, and to learn how electronic media help us in mass communication. Nakas na ko mangipahayag DJ desired messages tayo kadigijay adu nga tao or the vast number of audience.
Last stage of development is digital media, which relies on the digital codes. Digital media can be created, modified, stored in any electronic devices. Digitalized content is transmitted over the internet and computer network. In politics, candidates use this media to campaign and advance their platforms. In economics, it allows the advertisement of products and online business transaction. Gaya ng ating napag-aralan sa ICT, ang media ay maraming naitutulong sa ating panghabang buhay na gawain. Kasalang ko maiti kadagitoy nga pandemic, we use media to sell our products, online selling. And also the main purpose of media is to be updated on what are the things that happen in our country. Either it is the weather update or the news, whatever news that are roaming around in the Philippines. Kung man lang iulit, dati in state iti module tayo about digital media. In politics, candidates use this media to campaign and advance their platforms. Kasla kadagiti ko maganggani man iti eleksyonen, they use billboards, they use commercials to promote their candidacy. Naman, it allows the advertisement of products and online business transactions. Dagiti no kadagiti commercials. Number one, ket commercials iti patalastas ti about dagiti advertisement iti products. Usaren da dati tapnon i-promote di nga product, agusar da dagiti artista sa da ipabuya iti commercials, TV commercials. Tapnon men ganyo tayo nga gumatang iti product da. They use different kinds of digital media in order to us to buy these products even though it is from abroad or foreign products. What is media? Media is a carrier of culture. It is a tool for the interaction of people with different cultures. However, the real media is the people. Marketing people seek the world for the cultural products, and managers facilitate interactions of culture for profit. Others bring cultural exchanges of beauty and power. These interactions result in the integration of cultures. I want to add more about media. Media culture refers to the culture created under the influence of mass media. The concept of media culture infers its impact on society's information consumption and intellectual guidance. Media culture tend to be a major factor in the formation of mainstream culture since it affects society's opinions, values, taste, attitude, and information ability. Media daw ay nakakatulong or nakakapagbuo ng mga kung ano ang mga gusto natin, kung ano ba yung mahalaga or vina-value natin. At dahil kinukonsume natin ang information na ito through the media, ay nag-i-evolve at nagkakaroon ng iba't ibang pananaw, especially kapag ito ay ibinangga sa globalization. Kasi dahil sa globalization, tayo ay ang mamamayan ay nakapag-consume tayo ng iba't ibang information hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas kundi sa iba't ibang bansa.
Differentialism. Cultural differentialism views cultural difference as immutable as the West and non-Western civilization interact or are brought in contact through globalization. Clash of civilization such as that West and Islam logical follows. Cultural diversity is a form of cultural differentialism. Cultural differentialism emphasizes the fact that cultures are essentially different and are superficially affected by global flows. The process of globalization has involved the spread of religion, has impacted civilization for the past years.
Cultural convergence suggests that globalization engenders a growing sameness of cultures. However, the culture of powerful and progressive countries becomes culture. Take the example of K-pop culture. Some teenage Filipinos prefer to dress up like their South Korean idols. A lot of them have also joined fan clubs in support of Korean novelas, Korean boy bands, among others. At the same time, many Filipino music fans are influenced by jazz and the reggae music of the West.
Cultural hybridity suggests that globalization founds on increasing and ongoing mixing cultures. This theory emphasizes the mixing of culture and product. Theory emphasizing the mixing of culture as a result of globalization and the product out of integration of the global and local new and unique hybrid that are not reduced to either local or global culture. From this perspective, the focus of global process with the various local realities to produce new and distinct hybrids from that indicate. Example of cultural hybrid is the Chabacano, a Spanish-based Creole language of the Zamboanga city and of some parts of the Cavite, which exemplifies hybridity in language. Prompted by the merging of two cultures. This trend will further bring about new cultural forms, not only in language but also in food, fashion, arts, music, among others. Another example of cultural hybridity is Louisiana Creole, which is a combination of African, French, and English language. Next example is global restaurants like Kentucky Fried Chicken, or also known as KFC, or McDonald's, modifying their menus to suit the taste or more of different cultures. Martial arts film is also an example of cultural hybridity. And techno.
Glocalization. These outcomes set the dynamics between local and global cultural production. Glocalization, coined from the globalization and localization, is a rather new concept brought about by the increased frequency of contact among cultures. This reinforces the fact that local cultures are not weak, static, or fixed. They are built and understood anew each day in a globalized world. Dole 2014. Local cultures continue to accommodate and assimilate cultures of the world due to globalization. So, ano nga ba ang pinagkaiba ng globalization sa glocalization? Glocalization is a combination of the words globalization and localization. The term is used to describe a product or service that is developed and distributed globally but is also adjusted to accommodate the user or consumer in local market. Globalization refers to all activities including services, companies, people, and on being connected in a global scale or going global, while localization refers to activities both global and local. To be more specific, it refers to global activities that can be replicated or gain the aspects of the locals.
All in all, the 5 stages of development of media have greatly influenced the globalization of culture, from pamphlets to Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Media has produced and reproduced cultural products around the globe. Moreover, the increase in cultural interactions generated by media results in outcomes that exhibit the vigor of local cultures influenced by the global culture. That's the end of our report. We hope that you learned something. Thank you and God bless.